Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Annie and this is Unity Consciousness. We're going to be discussing the energy that's going to be prominent this week, beginning today, and as well, it actually started yesterday, but today is the 26th of July. So let's get started. Right out of the gate this week, started yesterday and it's bleeding in through today, although the energy is already beginning to dissipate just a bit. But we have Mercury, which is on the latter degrees of Cancer, opposing Pluto, which is in Capricorn. Again, it's an opposition, so there's some feistiness here, and you may be feeling some family squabbles or that someone's trying to push your buttons. But again, it's very fast moving energy because it's Mercury. So just sit tight because Mercury's moving very quick and it won't last long. Keep your patience, mind your words, that sort of thing. And just allow the space for especially family members to have their say if they need to have that say. Obviously, we don't need to be taking any abuses, but nonetheless, give yourself some space if you need to, or if it's somebody else that has some angry words, just hear them out. Just hear them out, and mind your words. Give them space. Give yourself space as well. Then on Tuesday, beginning tomorrow, which is the 27th, we've got Mercury's going to enter Leo. Like I said, this is very fast-moving energy. At the end of Cancer is where it meets at opposition with Pluto and Capricorn. So it's going to be quick, and once Mercury enters Leo, it's going to change, and our words and ideas have a great deal of confidence now. Leo is all about confidence, right? That 5D, knowing who you are and having the confidence in that knowing of who you are. And because Mercury is communications, it's a very confident communication. And just be mindful of setting lofty goals for yourself. There could be, because again, Leo is home in its the sun is home in its sign of Leo, and so that's really strong. And now Mercury's jumping into the party. We may have some really lofty thoughts and lofty ideas of what we can do during this time, and set maybe an exaggerated goal for ourselves, or overstate something that we can do or we promise to do. Just be mindful of that and keep things in perspective. And also pay attention to the details, because Leo is very expansive. Make sure that you're thinking through those details as best you can at this time. And the other piece of this is Leo, because it's so confident and Mercury is communications, make sure you're listening as much as you're speaking, because whoever you're speaking with and not to, you should also be hearing what they have to say. And when we're in Leo season, we're very confident with our words, so make sure that you pause and allow the other person there a few minutes to also join in on the conversation. Then on Wednesday, which I believe is the 28th, yes, Jupiter retrogrades back into Aquarius. And Jupiter has been in Aquarius not that long ago. It left in mid-May. It's in its retrograde cycle. But it zoomed through Aquarius. It went in December and it zoomed through. So now it's time for Jupiter to kind of backtrack a little bit through Aquarius, and it won't be out of that sign until late December, and we still have quite a bit of time. I think it's retrograde until October, so we've got a little bit of time here as it kind of goes back over some of the earlier aspects in the year from December until mid-May. Some of the expansive energy that you may have felt relative to Jupiter in Aquarius, you'll be revisiting. And it's generally speaking, that's how we fit into our communities. How do you fit into your circle of friends? But even more so, how do we fit into the community as a whole? And focusing on the greater good of all, and our communities and how those communities fit into the greater good. And having our thought processes and our belief systems they should be centered around groups, or most likely will be centered around groups at this time, and making sure that there's fairness across the board for everybody, that there is some fair play, that nobody's being taken advantage of. If that's not the case, we'll put our Aquarian hats on and step into the expansive aspects of Jupiter and put an end to it, or make sure that the underdog is getting their fair shake as well. However, then I believe on Thursday, yes it is, Thursday the 29th, just before Mars leaves Leo, leaves Leo, it's in Leo, before it gets to Virgo, it's going to have an opposition to Jupiter. So Mars, again, is planet of action, wants to take action on things, and then we've got Jupiter that wants to expand. So, and this is an opposition, so it's not a friendly conversation. And they're both in anaretic degrees of the sign. So it's before Mars enters Virgo, so it's still in Leo, but at the very end signs of it, and it's got an opposition to Jupiter. So it's going to be, it could be a very tense energy. You know, the actions here can be just over the top, because Mars is the planet of action, and it's in Leo, so it could be just so full of confidence, so confident, just over the top, over exaggeration, and just very, very, very intense. Just be patient, because it's going to switch signs. Again, this is very fast-moving energy, but it's going to feel like, you know, the 3D version of this energy is more like being just boisterous and very self-centered for the purpose of being self-centered, for no real meaning behind it, just kind of being rebel without a cause type thing. And the 5D idea or philosophy of this, you know, Mars opposition to Jupiter, is having the self-confidence, or being confident enough in yourself to allow the others to be themselves. So holding space for others so that they can be themselves, and for the greater good of all. You may see people act, you know, just larger than life on this day. Allow that to happen. Have the confidence in yourself to understand they're not hurting anything in the process. And if you allow them to be them and they allow you to be you, then everybody's able to express themselves, and it is for the greater good of all. But again, like I said, this is fast-moving energy, because just a few hours later, Mars then enters Virgo. And Virgo is health and wellness, but it can also be very detail-oriented and very analytical. So as we know, Mars is action, and we've got detail-oriented Virgo. Be careful of being real nitpicky and over-analyzing things, processes, and people. If you have a to-do list that has a lot of detail-oriented things that you've been putting off, oh my gosh, get that list out and get after it, because you are going to be able to plow through it. Anything that is detail organized or requires analytical thinking, get it out and get after it, because Mars is going to give you the energy that you need to just plow through that while it's in Virgo. Also, you want a health and wellness regimen or routine to get started, now's the time to do it. That is going to be on Thursday of this week. And just, you know, be mindful again of others and the overanalyzation of you. If somebody comes to you with some very critical comments, certainly hear them out and give them the space necessary to do that without a snap back, a defensive snap back at them. That's really unnecessary at that time. But we can really focus on our connections with others, and also of the be cognizant of our own health and well-being at this time. So use that action, that Mars action. I love Mars because it just will activate whatever aspect you need to have fueled. It's going to do it for you. And relative to Virgo, we can really knock some things off our to-do list that we've set on the back burner. It is summer. You know, there are just some minor details here and there that we've kind of let go. Pick that list up and we'll be able to plow through it. So that's all I have for you this week. It's going to be fast-moving energy. Like I said, we've got, I think the big deal is Jupiter retrograding back into Aquarius, and then Mars entering Virgo, so that we can get some of our to-do lists done. So I think how best we can use the energy this week would be just be mindful. Keep your thoughts and your words and your deeds in perspective. Don't allow things to get so either overly exaggerated or so far expanded with all of this Leo energy and Jupiter energy and Aquarius energy, Virgo energy. Just be careful with your words. Just be mindful and with your actions as well. And I think you'll move through each segment of the energies this week with ease. There are some oppositions, but it doesn't necessarily have to be difficult or challenging. Just use it for your benefit. And be mindful of the greater good. Jupiter's going back into Aquarius, so be mindful of your social networks, the communities in which we live, doing things for the greater good, and how you fit into the greater good. And whatever actions you take, use that confidence with our sun in Leo. Use the confidence that you have in yourself, the confidence that you have in others as well, as we manage the detailed tasks that Virgo season brings. So I hope you have a fabulous week. It's always my pleasure to spend time with you. Enjoy your day. Peace, love, and light today and always. Namaste.